From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Hi, everybody. Monday night, Rory Johnston in the chair for OpenLine. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're live here on News Channel 5 Plus. We have a great hour ahead, and we hope you'll take advantage and be involved. Call in at 737+ as we talk about a topic that really affects all of us here in the state of Tennessee, really folks all around the country, and that is distracted driving. And I want to welcome a couple of folks from the Tennessee Governor's Highway Safety Office. Kendall Poole is here with us, and also Amanda Brown. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it.
Great to be here with you, Rory.
Thank you so much. I'll reach over and say hi. Listen, this is a huge, we talk about this on News Channel 5 all the time about distracted driving, so we're glad you're here to talk about some of the statistics, some of the initiatives or whatever, but we quote the Governor's Highway Safety Office all the time. Maybe it's a good chance for you to kind of give us an idea of what is the Governor's, how long has this office been around, and what do y'all do?
Absolutely. Well, actually, the Governor's Highway Safety Office was created after the Federal Highway Safety Act in 1966. So Tennessee has actually had a highway safety office since 1967, and in different forms. It's changed a little bit over the years, but it's always the conduit through which federal money comes to the state in order to change driver behavior. So we apply, even though we're a state agency, we apply with the federal government for grant funding. It comes to the state, and then we have different strings on those different pots of money that we get: alcohol, seat belts, traffic records, distracted driving, all those different things where we're trying to change driver behavior. So we're sort of a pass-through to the locals. We're primarily a grant awarding agency, so all of that money goes out to the locals. And so primarily we work with law enforcement agencies in all 95 counties across the state of Tennessee, working with them on their overtime or their equipment, desktops, laptops, anything that will make their highways and their roadways in their particular jurisdiction a little bit safer. So they apply with grant money for us, and we actually award that grant money to them.
Most folks, up a little bit.
Yeah, most folks know us through Booze It and Lose It.
Get your mic back.
That's all right.
That's all right. Booze it or lose it.
They know us through Booze It and Lose It and Click It or Ticket, and those are the things that most folks know us for.
Click right on there. Sorry about that. We got it.
That's all right. Most folks.
And that's, I mean, that program, how long has that been around?
Gosh, we started Booze It and Lose It almost 18 years ago. So we're coming up on a 20-year anniversary. And, of course, that's our impaired driving program.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us a little bit, Amanda, April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Is that that's across the country?
Yeah, that's nationwide.
So this is a Washington, a federal push, and that now Tennessee is kind of celebrating it, this awareness month in its own unique way, right?
Absolutely. We did the kickoff earlier this month where we're just having all of our partner agencies get involved through increasing education and awareness in their communities, doing op-ed pieces in the newspaper, going out to the schools and maybe handing out information, inviting speakers in to do different events. We've got a lot of distracted driving simulators that we helped fund across the state, and so you probably have seen some articles where those simulators have made visits to schools or community events. And so it's just been about getting out there and communicating to people that it is an issue. Everybody knows and everybody talks about it, but they don't necessarily hear all the numbers behind it. And so this movement was to really quantify what's going on in the state of Tennessee when it comes to distracted driving.
I know we've done a number of stories with the simulators, which are really fascinating.
Absolutely.
And especially when they go to schools and these kids really get an eye-opening experience as to what distracted driving is all about, or whether it's impaired driving. I know there's a number of different simulators, but I love the idea.
Well,
since I have a daughter who's about to turn 14, is already talking about several years ahead and getting her driver's license.
My son just turned 16, so
you're right there.
He just got his driver's license just 2 months ago. So we're right in the middle of graduating in the GDL, our graduated driver's license program, out of the learner's permit stage into probationary driver's license, as it were, until they get to 18. But one of the great things that you mentioned is our ability to be able to fund some different programs in the schools. And the hands-on experience, like with the distracted driving simulators that Amanda talked about, is one of those great things that we can do. And students are able to interact, they get engaged. The numbers of lives that we're able to touch, which is how we garner success in that program, has actually been amazing. And we're really, really proud of the way that we've been able to reach out to the high schools.
Sure. 737 Plus is the phone number, everybody, if you'd like to call in tonight. We want to hear your stories out there, folks. I know you have them, because I drive the interstate into work every day, and it's really remarkable what we see. I can almost spot now ahead of me, and I try to point this out to my kids who are if they're in the car with me. I'll say, now take a look at this truck or whatever it is, this car that's 2 cars ahead. I'm keeping a close eye on this car because I've noticed a little bit of the swerving, slowing down, whatever.
Right.
And I said, I guarantee you, when we get up to get around this car, there's going to be a device or a phone, or something's going to be happening, and 9 times out of 10 that's the case. It's how do we get the message through, because this is not just teens, this is across all age groups, distracted driving, as technology has advanced.
You're exactly right, Rory. When you and I were learning to drive, distracted driving meant fiddling with the radio knobs or reading the sports page or doing whatever. And now with the technology that's made all of our lives so much easier, it also is another cause for distraction. So what we've had to do in the Governor's Highway Safety Office, like they have all across the country, is try to come up with unique ways to educate the public. And you're right, it's not just about teens. Amanda and I can both quote you statistics all day on middle-aged drivers, or the 25 to 34 demographic, or those types of those sections of those demographics of drivers, and how they respond to technology in their car, in their hands, and how they're distracted. So it's an epidemic across the United States. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten the federal grant money available to us that we had planned on getting. We passed a no texting while driving law a couple of years ago, and we felt like after we passed that law that it would open up some funding for us to be able to get out to distracted driving, but some of the folks in D.C. didn't see it quite that way, and we didn't get that money, so we've had to kind of carve out what we call a guerrilla marketing campaign out of this, and that's where Amanda's been so beneficial to us, because this is a social media type campaign, and we're incorporating a lot of earned media. We don't call it free media anymore, but a lot of earned media that includes our dynamic message signaging boards, and working with Tennessee Department of Transportation, and Commissioner John Schroeder have been so gracious in working with us in all of our campaigns.
I was going to say, okay, maybe a lot of people don't realize that there has been a little bit of a stall in some funding from Washington. What can we do about that? Can we pick up the phone and call our legislators and call our Congress people, and just maybe just a little extra push saying, hey, let's get some dollars here to Tennessee, where we're trying to do the right thing, but in this case, the funding was available, and you had to qualify for that funding. Now, that doesn't encompass everything that we get through the Highway Trust Fund, which is how we're funded through what we call MAP 21, which is the National Transportation Bill that Congress passes. But this was simply something that we felt like we were going to qualify for, and then only one state out of 50 qualified for the funds, so that doesn't make much sense to us. And that money comes to us through the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration. We call it NHTSA. Most folks would know NHTSA through car commercials that you would see on TV. So this car has a 4-star crash rating. Right. Well, to us, they're more important because that's our funding source and where we get our monies from. So we feel like we're in better position to get that money. In this case, I would feel like if the public were to call their member of Congress and say, hey, they need to make the distracted driving funds more available to the state so they can get that out in terms of programs. Yeah. Okay. With that, we're going to take a quick first break, everybody. Got a couple of calls in the bank right now. Stay with us, be patient, and give us a call, 737+. Want to hear your stories and hear how you are trying to be a better driver by not being distracted. Yes. I'm guilty of it from not lately.
Just barely.
Yeah,
Just
no,
barely.
I have been guilty of it. My kids call me out on it. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.